24 states are threatening lawsuits against President Biden's vaccine mandates. And in a letter to the president, attorney generals call the mandate disastrous and counterproductive and write, quote, "If your administration does not alter its course, the undersigned state's attorneys general will seek every available legal option to hold you accountable." Joining us now are two of those AGs, Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry, friend of mine, and also Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Jeff, I'm going to start with you. What really was the defining moment for you that you guys got together and said, we got to get the Biden administration to hear what we have to say? What's your biggest issue with it?
Well, it probably started when the president said it's not about freedom and it should be all about freedom. You know, it's ironic, Eric, is that, for decades now, we've heard that the Democratic Party was the party that was going to unite America. They told all of the citizens, American citizens out there, you need to elect us because we're here to unite everyone. And since COVID, all they've done is divided America. And this mandate that the president is aspiring to is nothing but a divisive policy.
And I'm going to stay with you, Jeff, just for a second, because that is kind of the point. My point is it's against American freedoms, protected liberties that we have. But it also, you make a very good point that when you make it a mandate, you're creating vaccine hesitancy, are you not?
Right. I mean, look, what we should be doing is educating people. We should be allowing our doctors to practice medicine based upon what's best for their patients. We should recognize that we've come a long way since this virus first came onto the shores of the country. We should be thanking our frontline doctors for the great work that they've done. But instead, we continue to claim like we're failing, which we're not. I mean, there are a lot of people that are being saved each and every day. We should use education rather than basically mandates.
And let's bring in Todd right now. Todd is the Indiana Attorney General, Todd Rokita. Thank you, Todd. There's a banner at the bottom of the screen right here. This just broke as we were coming to air, that the FDA rejects plans for the Pfizer booster shots. And it brings to mind, what is the White House doing? This is really kind of embarrassing for them, I would say. Not to mention the other embarrassments and crises that are going on. But they've suggested a booster that wasn't even approved by the FDA nor the CDC. They were recommending it already. People have been taking it. Meanwhile, it's not approved, and the FDA just rejected it.
Yeah, thankfully, because there are a lot of questions here. And this is what happens when you have a group of people who know nothing in their lives but politics, right? This is they're one-dimensional, and so this is the only way they know how to think. It's really a clown show, and it's really sad. And I think we're going to win the day because we have a lot of leaders like Jeff Landry, who and the 23 other attorneys general I signed this letter with, who think beyond politics, who think in the best interest of the country, who know intuitively that individuals and their families can take better care of themselves and how to make better decisions for themselves than any federal bureaucrat or any clown politician.
So you two are the top lawmakers in your respective states, Indiana for Todd and Jeff in Louisiana. Todd, I'll start with you. This part of the mandate that they put out where they're going to fine private businesses up to $14,000 per employee, any business that has more than 100 employees. That doesn't sound like there's any legality to that whatsoever. Is there, in your opinion?
Well, we're going to turn over every rock and we're going to sue on every angle if they don't reverse course. But the sad comment is that over time, and it just didn't start this week or last week, over time, Congress has ceded so much of its lawmaking authority to these unelected bureaucrats. And surely this is the grossest example of utilizing that power. But it'll be a real test to see if they overstepped. That's not a foregone conclusion that they did. It's just shocking to many of us because it's the first time it's walked into our living room. But this kind of stuff has been going on to businesses for decades, and Congress has got to take its lawmaking authority back.
And what about you, Jeff? Is Louisiana going to sue the Biden administration for exactly what I point? I don't know where they think they can just go ahead and mandate some sort of fine to private businesses because the president of the United States thinks that's what he should do. That's a dictatorship, not a republic.
Well, look, that's one of the reasons Todd and I left Congress. We left that swamp to come back to our states and to protect our people. I mean, we still believe that the Constitution is the overarching document that governs this country. And I believe certainly that this mandate, and it's important for people out there to understand that the president said this over a week ago, and yet we have nothing in writing. I really believe a lot of this is aspirational. He does it to basically stoke fears. Again, that's not the way you act. That's not presidential. He gets everybody riled up. He knows he can't do it. But yes, we're going to sue him every day he steps outside of the Constitution, and we're going to win.
All right. You know, Jeff, we're going to bring you back, both of you guys. We really appreciate you. As this progresses, I just don't see any constitutionality in that, specifically in that part where they're going to find businesses. Jeff Landry, Todd Rokita, thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric. Great seeing you.
You too. You too. Florida.